What's going on? Welcome to Breaking the Kernel. I'm here with Garrett. Today, we got a lot of stuff going on. We're going to talk about the PS5 versus PS5 Pro. We're also going to be talking about a good old little draft of gaming consoles because I just think, besides Garrett being older and having a good little range of consoles that he got under his belt, I think I can outdraft him. So we're going to see how that's going to go. Yeah, man. I mean, how do you feel? Are you feel confident about the draft? Like, how you feeling about it?
I don't feel confident about the draft. I don't know what consoles are going to be in the draft. Like if I knew who was in the draft, I'd feel more confident about it. But like, you chose the consoles that are going to be in this draft, so I don't know. I'm a
No,
little
no, no, no,
nervous.
no, no. See,
Yes,
the
you did.
excuses already started. I said every console that ever existed. I said draft your thing. Like I draft. I already have my draft board. He has his. We don't know who draft. Like we don't know. We don't know until it happens. So we're going to see about that. But let's slide into the PS5 versus PS5 Pro.
Mm-hmm.
So what we do know about it is the PS5 Pro, or Sony announced the PS5 Pro. Pre-orders start this month, I believe, and it set the internet ablaze because of the $700 price tag on it.
Mm-hmm.
I know people are playing with the numbers and doing all the Sony consoles with inflations versus non-inflations, yada yada yada. I just want to know:
Mm-hmm.
has there ever been a console without inflation? Meaning any console you pretty much bought with just how the price is how it is or how it was. Have you ever spent $700 on a console before?
Have I ever spent $700 on a console before?
Yeah. Be it handheld joints, be it like have you ever spent seven
No.
hundred bucks?
No. There's
So
there's never been a console that cost that much.
see, and
So
that's the
can't. It's
thing.
impossible. Like
That's
when? How could you have done that?
that's well, I mean, hey, that's what we're going to get into a little bit because me and you, I think we both have the specs pulled up. Again, hopefully these are pretty accurate. But from what I'm looking, it doesn't look like so much of a jump where it's like, oh, I need to go and buy this PS5 Pro, or else I'm missing out on like cutting edge technology, or like, oh, there's games for the PS5 or that PS5 exclusive or games out there that can run the
Mm-hmm.
PS5 that like, oh, I need this PS5 Pro in order to run. That's my thoughts on it. But what are your thoughts on the PS5 Pro? Is it hit or is it immediate cop? Do you feel like I could miss this? I'm gonna wait for the rumor switch to the got rumor today. Like, what's your
Oh
thoughts on
yeah.
it?
It's definitely a luxury. It's definitely not a necessity. I think if you want a PlayStation and you're not a super like tech elitist, you don't need a PlayStation 5 Pro. You can just get a PlayStation 5 and just be straight with that. I don't think you need a PlayStation 5 or a PS5 Pro at all. It's for people that want no compromise. Like that's the way I see it from the way it was presented. Like if you don't want to make that choice between 30 frames per second and 60 frames per second, ray tracing on or off, you just want to run everything at 60 with ray tracing on so it can run as fast as it can and look as pretty as it can, then you want a PlayStation 5 Pro. That's not most people. Like, I don't even think Sony expects most people to buy the PlayStation 5 Pro. If you look at the PS4 Pro, I think it made up about, what, 10 to 15% of total PS4 sales.
Yeah,
I don't think Sony expects to sell. I don't think Sony expects the PS5 Pro to make up more than that, percentage wise of the total PS5 sales. So, I don't. I think it's a niche product for sure. It's definitely priced that way, and for tech enthusiasts who maybe you want more of a you want your games to play closer to what they would look like on PC, but you haven't invested in a PC. Maybe that's for you. Maybe you have a PC, you're a PC gamer, but you just love the PlayStation ecosystem and you want your games to look um, like they're running on the latest NVIDIA or AMD graphics card. Maybe then that's for you. Um, but do I think, the average kid in grade school asking their parents for a Christmas present without investing in like a high-end TV, a high refresh rate monitor needs a PS5 Pro? Absolutely not. No, I don't.
no, I feel you. I think that when it comes to like the PS5 Pro, like what you're saying about like it being a niche product and it being something that's like, I don't know. I just feel like, again, I'm not big of a specs person, but the fact that we have a situation where there's so many consoles and hold on for a second. No, we're live. We're live.
I need to get cable to charge my phone.
I know. I need to use it because my jack is broken. Don't worry about that.
No, you good. You good. Go ahead. You good. You know how it is, man. Come on, man.
Yeah, but going to the specs of things for the PS5 versus PS5 Pro, I think that we have a situation in which the 2 terabytes nice. The 2 terabytes nice for hard drive space because of the fact that you need, like Call of Duty. We have games like Call of Duty that's coming out. I think Black Ops 6. I think it is. That's coming out this November. That's going to be like probably over 200 gigabytes. I can already predict. I know it's out there already, but it's probably going to be over 200 gigabytes for that alone. I think when you come to the PS5 Pro versus the regular PS5 or PS5 Slim, it's going to come down to, I guess, the GPU difference is what it looks like, maybe.
Yeah, it's the GPU difference, and the CPU is the same, exactly the same. So it's the GPU difference, about a 45% uplift in GPU performance. But like it's that combined with something they're calling PSSR, which stands for like PlayStation Super Resolution or something like that. But basically, it's a what is it called? It's PlayStation's version of NVIDIA's DLSS, where you can render a game in a lower resolution, and then it uses like, and I'm not an expert on it, but it uses like AI upsampling to take a lower resolution picture being rendered by the GPU and then output a higher resolution picture. So it takes the stress off the GPU, but you still get the resolution of a higher resolution. So that's PlayStation's version. AMD calls it FSR, NVIDIA calls it DLSS, and PlayStation calls it PSSR. So it has that. That's something that the PS5 can't do because that's something that the GPU in the PS5 Pro has like built into it. So it's hardware based. So that's combining that, I guess you can call it wizardry or trickery with the increased performance of the GPU is what's going to make, they're saying is going to make the visual difference when you play on a PS5 Pro. So it's software and hardware. So it's not just the GPU. But yeah, it should make a big difference if you have the TV for it. If you're still playing at 1080p, don't buy it.
My thing is like when it comes to, I guess again like the price tag situation, right? Like $700. People justify it, people not going to justify it. I feel like if there was more exclusives for the PS5, like if you had like The Last of Us 3 or something, right? And it's like, oh, well, like I feel like there's no selling point with the PS5 Pro because like when the PS5 came out, they were still kind of they had like Spider-Man was the PS4. I think they had Miles Morales. Miles Morales was the one that came with the PS5. So they had like selling points for the PS5. Like, yeah, you actually have the poster right back there. Like, yeah, so like they had that game launched with the PS5. At the time, if I could be wrong, y'all correct me if I'm wrong here. I think the PS4 version of Miles Morales didn't come out until either like a couple of months to a year later, if I'm not mistaken, because I don't remember PS4 Miles Morales being a thing at launch.
At launch? I think it was.
I don't know, man.
I could be wrong, but I think it came out the same time, like that holiday season.
But I know that Miles Morales was a big sticking point for the PS5, and I just feel like there hasn't been enough exclusives. Exclusives. I mean, at this point now, how Xbox is deteriorating, I guess exclusives don't mean as much, but there's still like flagship titles or flagship companies that Sony bought up basically to help produce video games, regardless of being exclusive or not. And I feel like we're not getting that yet to justify, hey, guess what? Like, some people barely still can get a PS5 because of that shit show that was obviously COVID and all these other complications and stuff. But here's now a slim PS5. Then here's a diskless PS5 Pro, where if you want to add the disc drive in it, you gotta add like another $80. And hey, guess what? If you want to stand your shit up correctly to use the drive, you're gonna have to pay another a couple of bucks for that, which is unfortunate because like, for example, like me, I'm a physical media guy. Even though I wasn't like a physical media lover, right? If I wanted to switch to digital, I can't justify it because I would have to replace every single video game I have with the digital version. Now they offer, if Sony was like, hey, we're going to offer a one-time, like as soon as you sign up for it, like, you know, maybe there's some login thing they can do or something. I don't know how they would do it, but it's like every physical game you have, you can get the digital copy for free. Like how they did with, I forgot what they did that with. I think they didn't do it with like digital versus physical, but they did it with like, if you bought this game, like one version of 2K or something, you get the PS5 version or something. Like they did something similar to like that.
I didn't know that.
If I'm not mistaken. So if you do stuff like that, that makes sense. I know they made you pay a little bit or some difference or something like that. Because remember the PS5 was obviously games are more expensive than the PS4 versions. So they did something like that to help people like obviously get the game. Another selling point for the PS5 when it came out was like, because it was holiday season, was 2K and some of these other games that people already bought because 2K came out before the PS5 came out, especially before people can get their hands on it. So yeah, I just don't know how you justify your Sony like, hey man, here's
So you're saying like the software isn't there, like the flagship title to show off what the PS5 Pro can do isn't there. Is what you're saying, right?
Yeah, because what's the point?
I mean, I kinda agree with you. I kinda don't though, because like as far as exclusive, one thing is exclusive, right? I think Sony has had a fair amount of exclusives this generation. I think people are complaining. Most people's opinion is like there hasn't been enough exclusives, right? Sony doesn't have enough first party, like AAA movie theater experience like games. I kind of disagree with that. I mean, since PS5 came out, you've had Miles Morales, you've had Spider-Man, you've had Ratchet and Clank, you've had God of War, Ragnarok, you've had Horizon Forbidden West, you've had uh, Spider-Man 2, right? That came out last year. You've had what just came out? Um, Astrobot. Hey, I like Astrobot. I ain't gonna lie. Astrobot's a good game. The reviews are off the charts. Like Metacritic, like a 94. Say what you want, but that's an exclusive. Um, what else? I mean, these don't really count, but because they've redone them so many times. But Last of Us Part One remaster, Last of Us Part Two remaster to go along with the HBO show, which is the big hit. So I mean, and I'm probably missing a couple too. Final Fantasy is in there too, but so I just named like 8 or 9 exclusive like AAA great games that have come out since PS5 launched. Now some of those are cross-platform. Some of those you can play on PS4 and PS5. So people would say it's not a PS5 exclusive, um, or not. It's not specific to PS5, which is a fair point. But games like what was it? Ratchet and Clank wasn't on PS4. I don't think Spider-Man 2 is on PS4.
I don't think so.
Horizon Forbidden West was. So let's just say I'm just gonna do easy math. Let's say half of them you could play on PS4 and 5, and the other half you couldn't. So there isn't anything. There's never gonna be a game that's gonna come out on PS5 Pro that you can't play on PS5. Like that's not gonna happen. But what I think Sony's doing is like with the PS5 Pro, they can make third-party titles. Like let's say the new Call of Duty just coming out. Maybe not this Call of Duty because it's coming out like in a couple weeks. But the next one, or GTA 6, that's a huge one, right? GTA 6. If GTA 6 runs best on PS5 Pro, right? Just the mind share. I mean, Sony's already in the lead with the hardware sales, but just the mind share of if you want to play GTA 6 on console, the best place to play is going to be on PlayStation or on the PlayStation 5 Pro. That's a huge selling point for Sony, just to have that. And GTA 6 is going to be the biggest game probably of the decade when it does come out. I do think Sony is accounting for that. So I think that, no, Sony might not have that PS5 Pro showcase game, but I think that GTA 6 running best, the most popular game for the next 10 years is probably going to be GTA 6. And if the best place to play that for the next, let's say, 4 years until the next gen kicks off is going to be PS5 Pro, I think that's a win for Sony. You know, and then we have, what is it? Wolverine games coming out probably 2026. That's probably gonna definitely have a PS5 Pro mode or enhancements. So I think I agree with you. Like when they announced it, the showcase didn't showcase that game, but I do think it's coming.
See, and just to, I guess to get a little pushback on it, like while what you said is important about the exclusives, like you also said, those are not something that you can't play on the PS5, right? So
Right.
my thing is like, again, for the PS5 Pro, there is no game out right now because we know video game industry. Just because they said something's coming out, we already know it's not going to come out that time. We already know, and for good reason, for whatever it may be. But my thing is like, for the 2 terabyte. First of all, it's not actually two. That's the thing I hate. It's not actually 2 terabytes because
It's 2 terabytes, man. Stop it.
no.
Stop it.
Okay, I
Yes,
should
it
say
is.
this. It's not 2 terabytes of free space because I guarantee you're going to get on that joint. Just like we said about the PS5 when it came out. Me and you had the same discussion about it. As a matter of fact, you go to Sony's website itself. There's a little there's always this asterisk about it where it's actually 1 terabyte, but no, it's actually like 800 or something. And I know that doesn't sound like a big difference to people, but let me just tell you this: if you think you're going to have enough space on your hard drive for any Call of Duty, any future Call of Duty, I don't care what Call of Duty it is, you can any Call of Duty, and that GTA game, that's the only two things you're running on your PlayStation. I'm sorry,
Yeah,
there's
it's a
nothing I
fact.
can do for you.
That's a
So,
fact.
so my thing is,
But what
and
does that have to
also-
do with? I mean, oh, go ahead. I don't mean to cut you off.
Also, I'm just gonna say for digital only, right? You obviously even when you have disc, you still have to download. But for digital only, is a lot. I feel like the download speeds and everything really matter. And this is just like a not even for the argument, just for like a funny little note for people. The amount of if you do not have like premium Wi-Fi, bruh, that download for GTA 6 is about to be killed, bro. It's about your PlayStation gonna sound like a jet engine. I'm sorry. I was letting y'all know right now. If y'all
To download it?
yeah, bruh, that game's gonna be massive.
Nah. I mean, yeah, but like,
It's gonna be nasty.
it's not gonna be more
nasty,
massive than
bro.
Call of Duty. It's not gonna be that massive.
I'd be
Nah,
shocked.
no way.
The
Call of Duty's
graphics,
like 280 gigs for one game.
but Call of Duty likes doing that for the sake
Maybe
of
300.
Like, it honestly is about 300, bro.
And people that used to Call of Duty, I'm gonna take a guess at it right now.
Yeah.
Not Call of Duty. GTA 6 when it dropped, the download size is gonna be
Actually, I like this. Yeah, let's do that. Yeah, go ahead.
the download size is gonna be
We'll mark this for later.
100,
Nah, you're bullshit. You're
150,
bullshit.
150.
150? Okay.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go.
I think 150.
I'm gonna go 260.
Damn.
So we marked it here. We marked it 150, 260. Just because of the sheer size it's rumored to be, and just a trailer alone, because of how graphics are now, like the trailer alone, I feel like is going to be pretty accurate to what we're going to get, especially if they want to sell the game to people. I just can't. I mean, Call of Duty's massive size just comes from Warzone and like some other, you know what I'm saying?
Warzone, the multiplayer modes, the campaign, the DLCs. It's not GTA is not gonna be that big.
We'll see.
I mean, the
We'll-
GTA Online, and then there's the campaign.
That's the thing, and the maps are
But-
like, the maps, the graphics, man, it's gonna be. But yeah, that could be a selling point to close it out. It could be a big selling point to be like, yo, we have GTA 6 coming, we have Wolverine, we have some all this other stuff.
And they're gonna do a PS5 Pro GTA bundle. Watch.
The bundles that
Guaranteed.
Sony has been putting out has been kind of weak lately, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah, I'm
when
not a fan of
used to
bundles.
be-
I'm not a
remember
fan
when
of bundles
used to be
myself, but
good?
I'm just saying. Yeah.
They used to be good, bro. They used to be like the skins on the joints. You get to like what kind of what they did with Spider-Man a little bit. Not the like there's a regular Spider-Man one with the regular console, but the one that's like the actual decorated thing. Like that's what I like. Like you're gonna make me pay extra money because the game is included, and I get it. But make it interesting. Like get the statue. Like do some other stuff with it. Like I feel like they just be bullshitting with with some of the stuff they be doing. If I'm being honest with you, but what are some of your closing thoughts in regard before we wrap it this part up about the PS5 versus the PS5 Pro? If you had, let's just say money wasn't like, well, I don't want
Money
to say
wasn't an
I
issue.
know you would buy it, but like let's just say for the sake of argument, like $700 is pretty steep for a console, considering my computer state of the art pretty much at the time, which was like a couple months ago when I bought it, was about $1,000 to build. Some discounts here and there, right? But still $1,000
Really?
to build a CPU that runs very well that can handle Unreal Engine 5, Premiere Pro, and other Adobe softwares all running at the same time and not drop any. And I could be on YouTube and shit, like it's not dropping performance.
Nah,
You know
it
what I'm
wasn't
saying?
1,000.
So, what is your closing thoughts on the PS5 Pro versus PS5, and are you thinking about copping the PS5 Pro?
Closing thoughts are it's not for everybody. It's for people that care about that don't care about paying a lot more money, which is like $200 more money for, probably what's gonna amount to uh 20 to like 30 to 40% increase in performance. I want one. I don't want one at launch. I don't feel pressed to get one day one. Like the PS5, I felt like I had to get it day one because, coming from PS4, that was a big difference. It's not enough of a difference for me to get it, like pre-order it, get it day one, wait in line, all that. I'm not doing all that. But like, let's say Q2, Q3 next year, will I get a PS5 when the hype dies down? I can, just order one on Amazon and I have to pre-order, fight through bots and all that. Yeah, I'll get one. And GTA 6 will be out by then. Games will be better optimized to take advantage of it, so I can get more out of it then. To get it, when it drops in a couple months, I'm not pressed to get it. I have a PS5. I'm happy with it. I think sometime next year I will end up getting a new monitor because I do want some of the new 32-inch 4K OLED monitors that came out from LG, Samsung, Asus dropped one. And they're PC monitors. And I think pairing that with the PS5 Pro makes a lot of sense, even though those are expensive. But that's a route I'm willing to go to get the most out of the PS5 Pro. So that's how I feel about it. I'll get it when the time is right, but I'm not pressed to get it right now. What was the other question?
No, that's pretty much like what you're.
That's pretty much it. Okay.
Yeah.
That's how I feel about it. Yeah.
All right, so you're not willing to go in the blazing cold or the shivering cold, stay in front of a line and GameStop and get on the bus with it? Okay.
Nope.
Just making sure. All right. Well, that's our thoughts. Y'all let us know below if you're gonna cop a PS5 Pro. If you do, I won't call you stupid. I'll just call you questionable. All right, so let's move on to the main event, which is the console draft. So this is how it's going to work. There are going to be 8 spots total for each of us, and we're going to be taking turns, starting with Garrett. Garrett will get the first round pick, the first round pick, to see who has. We're going to build a team. We're going to draft consoles. If someone says the console first, that console is taken off the board. There are no double ups. There's no repeats. You can, however, if you want to do different iterations, such as Game Boy Advance, Game Boy Advance SP.
That's the thing. Like we're bringing in handhelds too.
Yes, and I definitely texted you that, so don't act like I didn't tell you.
I know, but that's like you talking about consoles. Like, all right, it's a console draft, like consoles, and you're saying, oh, but handhelds consoles?
Can you play a video game on them?
I mean, yeah, but like you comparing, you should do a handheld draft versus.
We could, but I just want to make it difficult because technically a Switch can do both. It's the true hybrid of both. Technically, the Wii U, you really want to go there, so like that's why I just said, we do handhelds later, but you know what I'm saying, I feel like it'll be more fun. So we get 8 picks. You go first. The first pick in the console war draft. Who are you going with?
Damn. First pick in the console war draft. I gotta go with.
I have my list right here. He's clowning.
PS4.
PS4 off the board.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. PS4 off the board, actually. Now that I think about it, let me just make sure that I write down yours. Just so I can remember. So you said PS4 is off the board. All right. Not a bad pick. Obviously a classic.
It's a great pick.
I'm happy that you didn't take my number 1 pick. I'm gonna have to do it.
I know what you're gonna say. Go ahead.
You're not. Cause I'm going with the PS3. Yeah. I'm going with the PS3.
Oh, yeah, I didn't see that coming. Okay.
I knew what you thought I was going to say, but hopefully you let it slide a little bit further down. I'm going with the PS3 because, I mean, come on. The games, we'll talk about it later when we justify our picks, but the PS3 is solid. What are you going with number 2?
Damn, number 2 is tough. Number 2, I'm going to have to go with... Damn. I kind of want to choose another PlayStation, but I'm not going to do that. because I think I got the best PlayStation. But I'm gonna say N64.
N64. Okay, that was definitely on my pick somewhere. So N64. That's not bad. That's not bad. Solid console. You know what I'm saying? 64-bit. Can't forget. I'm happy you didn't take my number 2 pick.
Go ahead.
The PlayStation 2.
Yeah, okay, all right, yeah. You can have that. You can have that.
I mean, come on, man.
I was deciding between PlayStation 2 and N64, so, and I didn't want to choose another PlayStation, so yeah.
I mean, honestly, N64 is not a bad pick. You easily could go from the PS2, so that's definitely a toss-up. But I mean, the PS2 is just the PlayStation 2. PlayStation, you know what I'm saying? It came with that, you know what I'm saying? That's where it started. So we'll have to go with that. What is your third pick in the draft?
Damn. All right. It wasn't the most popular console, but to me, like, it's nostalgic to me because I had one, and I thought it was like one of the coolest consoles I ever had as a kid because it did a lot of things different. I'm gonna go with the Dreamcast.
Dreamcast for number 3 pick. I like that. That's a solid console, very underrated. Would I have went number 3 with it? I don't know, but we'll see. Number 3, I'm gonna go with one of the consoles that pretty much kind of saved the industry, in my opinion, which is the Nintendo Switch. I mean, we being honest, Nintendo Switch. Come on, don't do that. No, hey, man, we already got
Save what industry? The handheld industry?
No, the gaming industry.
The gaming industry.
We're gonna talk about it later.
PS4 was out. Okay, all right, go ahead.
Don't do that, bro.
You got the Switch.
Bro. I got the Switch. What's your number 4 pick out of 8?
Yeah, you messed up. You messed up, bro. Number 4. You said handhelds were allowed, right?
Yes.
Making it clear.
Yeah.
Game Boy Advance.
This guy. The GBA.
Think about it, because the GBA can play GBA games and all Game Boy games.
That's fair.
And if you like Pokemon, a lot of people do, that GBA was clutch.
That's fair. That's a good 4th pick. Pick. That's gonna shake my lineup up a little bit. You know what? I was gonna do it. I was gonna go a little different with it, but I'm gonna go to one of my reserves actually. I'm gonna go with one of the most underrated handhelds ever created, the PlayStation Portable. We're going to PlayStation Portable as my number 4.
Okay.
I mean,
I'm not mad at that. No, I had a PSP.
PSP was before its time, bro. PSP, in my opinion, PSP is what kind of gave some ideas for some companies, if you know what I mean. I think the PSP was really solid. I think the PSP came out for the first time today, and you kind of synced it up properly with the PS5 or PS5 Pro. I think you're looking at something a little different, especially how graphics are now, how things can run. Like,
yeah.
You're looking at something very different, bro. You're looking at a Wii U, but perfected, in my opinion. So, potentially. That's like a potential thing. So, that's where I'm going. Where are you going with number 5? Yeah, it's getting a little dicey. It's getting a little serious.
Yeah, it's getting a little serious. Number 5, I'm going to go with... You already chose PS2. I'm gonna have to go. Damn. I guess I'm gonna have to go with GameCube.
You're going with GameCube.
Melee.
Fair.
That's when shit got real.
Well, that's a good one. You got a couple that I had on my board, so I'm going to have to switch it up. Number 5, I mean, the Modern Warfare 2 era, we're going 360.
Damn, yeah. Yep.
Let's get it.
I ain't mad at that. What was your fourth?
My fourth was not Switch. My fourth was Game Boy Advance. No, I lied. What was my fourth?
Definitely
PSP.
That's right. Okay.
All right, man.
All
It's
right.
getting a little
Back on me?
dicey. We have 3 more left. We're at number 6. Where you going with?
PS1.
PS1. I knew it was gonna go, and I felt like it was gonna slide late in there. I could understand why. So that's solid though. That's solid. Ain't nothing wrong with the classic. Started off for Sony. You said PS1. All right. Where am I going number 6? Because you took like my last like 2 for real. So I got like this is why you have reserves for. All right, number 6. This is gonna be real controversial, man. Original Xbox. We're going with the original Xbox, number 6. Halo 1, Halo 2. Halo 2 is arguably to me one of the best games of all time. So
Ninja Gaiden.
Ninja Gaiden, man. Soul Calibur. There's some, bless you. There's some.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Got
yeah.
the
I
Xbox,
gotta go
okay.
there. So what's your number 7? It's getting a little dicey for us, man. You know, clutch time.
Damn. Thinking back too far, but I'm gonna go with the Genesis.
The Genesis.
Yeah.
He's going biblical on us.
Sonic. That's when
fair.
Sonic became Sonic.
That's one of my favorite Sonic games of all time. So that's fair. That's a good number 7 pick. Do I want to go retro? Do I want to match retro with retro? Yeah, we're gonna go because you took my Nintendo 64 because you want to be grimy.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna go with Super Nintendo. I'm gonna put Super Nintendo at number 7.
Okay, 16-bit war. I'm with it. Super Nintendo. The SNES.
You gotta go. I mean, Mario. I mean, you know, I don't even have to speak on it. If you know, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Last pick, man. How you gonna
right?
get the team? Yes, sir.
PS5
You bastard.
Pro. So now- Hey man, you let me go first.
Oh man. So PS5, yep. That's your 8th. Just make sure that's locked in. All right, number 8 for me. Oh man. You didn't leave me with much, man. You didn't leave me with much.
I'm not supposed to.
You said Dreamcast. You have that. You have Genesis. I feel like there's a console. No, Genesis was the console I was thinking. Okay, so
You could choose the Game Gear. That shit was hard.
You know what's funny? When I was doing this list, I was thinking
hard,
about
bruh.
it, but
Had the color screen.
that's blasphemous.
Took 8 batteries. Shit was heavy. Come on, man.
I'm gonna go with. Okay. You know what? Fuck it. I think the lineup's pretty good for me to be risky with this. I don't know why I want to do this, man. Oh man, I'm trying to think. I just want to try to think. There's a retro one. Feels GameCube. This is 4. Okay. You know what? I was gonna go with the Steam Deck. I was gonna go Steam Deck, but something better that we didn't do. The Wii.
Damn.
Number 8. I think that clusters for me. I'm gonna go. That's a good 8th man, bro. I'm gonna go with the Wii. Yes, sir. Lock in with the Wii.
Yeah, it deserves to be down there somewhere. I wasn't really huge on the Wii like that. Nah, yeah, like 7, 8. The Wii, sure, go ahead.
Oh no, that's great.
The Wii was okay. The Wii, I wouldn't have picked the Wii, but I can understand like it sold a lot of consoles, so somebody liked it. I mean, Brawl was trash. It was a downgrade for Melee, in my opinion.
That's fair. I can't disagree with you on that. All right. So let's go a quick rundown because we're running close to our time. Let's do a quick rundown of your list. You have written down your list, right?
Yep.
Okay. So go down your list real quick. Just give a couple of words for why you picked what you picked and where.
PS4 because I think it's the greatest PlayStation of all time, coming out of the PS3 era where Sony took a couple steps back and priced it too high. Um, they marketed it. They didn't market the console correctly. Didn't have the games at launch. They did a lot of things wrong, and Xbox is doing a lot of things right. And they lost a lot of the momentum they had from the PS2, which just dominated. And I think the second half of the PS3 era going into the PS4 was their redemption, and a lot of the classics that we're playing today came from that era. I mean, Uncharted, Last of Us, God of War, the new God of War, just to name a few, Horizon, Zero Dawn, Spider-Man. That was all PS4. So I think PS4 is pretty much about as perfect as you can sustain a generation of consoles. So that's why I picked PS4 number one. N64, I would say I picked N64 because I mean it was a great console. First of all, you had games like 007 GoldenEye. Back in the day, when people used to actually go over their friend's house and sit on the couch and talk shit, like you know what I mean, split screen.
Sure.
So you could do that. Memories, but the first time, me being what was I like 6 or 7 years old, walking into a Toys R Us with my dad and seeing that N64 demo of Mario 64 in 3D. Oh my God, I can't even explain it to you. Like as a kid, I was just like, how is that even possible? Just that feeling of seeing Mario 64 in 3D for the first time after seeing, Nintendo and Super Nintendo, which is 2D, going from that to Mario 64, I can't even describe that. So that feeling and Mario Kart 64, I mean, my God. So I had to put N64 up there. Dreamcast because Dreamcast was just so ahead of its time. It was the first console I ever played that went online. Even though it was dial up and it was slow, but you could play games online with other people across the world. You couldn't do that. They had the VMU that went in the controller, um, and different games utilize it differently. You can like in NFL 2K, you could pick your plays on the VMU, so your friend couldn't see what plays you were picking. You could in Sonic they had a little mini game. You could put the little Sonic Childs on the VMU, take the VMU out, take it with you, raise them on the VMU, put them back in, pop them back on the screen on the Dreamcast. It was just very innovative and ahead of its time. GBA, I mean, it's a GBA and it's a Game Boy Advance and it's a Game Boy. So you can play all your Pokemons, all your Game Boy games, all your Game Boy Color games, and all your Game Boy Advance games. Of course, Pokemon, but don't miss the classics like Fire Emblem. You had Metroid Fusion on there. Um, what else was like a big hit? You had Mario Kart GBA was huge, and I remember my friends in middle school being on the bus with our link cables, linking up, playing Mario Kart, battling each other in Pokemon. It was great. So I couldn't leave that off. GameCube, Super Smash Brothers Melee changed my whole perspective on fighting games. Like that game right there, cost a lot of friendships. It was like the boot camp in that motherfucker. Like you had to just get your main and just slug it out, and you couldn't cry about it. You could be no bitch. You know what I mean? If somebody picked up an item last second, somebody stole your life on the same team because they lost all their stock. That was I just have such great memories of that. PS1 I chose because PS1 started it all for Sony. I think that's probably the best first console introduction for a company ever. I mean, they came out the gate swinging with Crash Bandicoot. I remember playing Jet Moto, Metal Gear Solid. I mean, come the fuck on, a
Fair.
Metal Gear Solid on the PS1. I can't. That's like the definition of ahead of its time. The things you can do in that game, even the way it incorporated when to switch the disc, and they put that into the game, so it made sense. How it utilized the DualShock and it just yeah, Metal Gear Solid. There you go, PS1, Sega Genesis. Coming from Mario, Mario was cool, but Mario wasn't really like he didn't have like swag. Like Sonic had swag. He was fast. He had like he had an attitude. He was cooler than Mario. He was to me as a kid he was cooler than Mario. And he him and Tails and just zooming through those levels at light speed was a lot cooler to me at the time than you know the Mushroom Kingdom. Put it like that. And then PS5, I would say PS5 because um, I think PS5 is underrated. People are not appreciating what PS5 is doing because of how great PS4 was. But I think PS5, when it's all said and done, that era is going to be not as great as PS4, but it'll be right beneath it in the ballpark. And I think what we're getting now with PS5 with the haptic feedback, it was the first controller to do something like that. They have had some mishaps with the VR, didn't really hit the way they wanted it to, but I do like my PlayStation Portal. I like a lot of the accessories that go along with the PlayStation 5, and I'm really enjoying it so far. And I'm excited to see what's going to come next, the next 4 years until the PS6 is out. And I think PS5 is going to be, again, one of the best PlayStations. So that's my eight.
All right, that's solid. One thing underrated too by the PS1 as well was Final Fantasy VII,
Mm-hmm.
which I mean, enough said. So that's a very good list. I think that if you would have let me had the PS1 with my list, it would have been wraps for you. So that was pretty clutch. I'm gonna run through mine. PS3. I mean, Uncharted. I think that's when I mean, obviously PS4 is where it ended, but it wouldn't have gotten to the PS4 if it didn't have a legendary type run on the PS3. I mean, for those that aren't watching, he has a poster on the back in his background on Uncharted, so that shows that he likes it. You know what I'm saying? That's how impact on Uncharted. So yeah, that
Yeah,
I mean,
I got The Last of Us back here. I'm biased. Like, I'm not a fanboy, but I'm a Sony fan. I ain't gonna lie. I have a preference. You
yes.
can see.
So that on the PS3 as well. You have online gameplay that was free, even though it was not as good as 360. It was still free, and it was still like true online
Felt
play.
free.
It did, but true online play.
That shit felt free.
The first time you could really play like Madden online, like truly online, was the PS3. Like truly online was the PS3.
Really?
Like online how we
I
online
ain't
how
play
we
Madden
do it,
like that.
online how we have it now was
Yeah.
start from the PS3. And also like obviously Xbox 360 as well, which is also on my list. But yeah, so PS3, good. Call of Duty. I mean, you know what I'm saying. It's just the list goes on with that. It's just a great era to combat what they were dealing with. PS2. I mean, come on, man. PS2 to me is one of the
Yeah.
best consoles of all time. I'll debate people on it. I think it's a debatable argument for sure. But
Go
PS2,
ahead, but why though? No, but you don't have to but just give me like a couple good reasons why it was the greatest.
just the amount of games. I mean, like some of the games you listed for PS1 was
Mm-hmm.
better on PS2, like the Crash Bandicoot runs, Spiral. You have Dynasty Warriors,
Snake
yeah,
Eater.
Snake Eater. Like these are Metal Gear Solid on the PS2 was Metal
Yeah.
Gear Solid in its prime, in my opinion, anyway. I
Yeah.
mean, come on, the list goes on with that. So PS2. I mean, again, if you're a sports fan, jumping from the PS1 to PS2 in sports game play
crazy.
was crazy. It was
Crazy,
like
yeah.
it was like, oh,
crazy.
these are players. Like this is like these are players. You know what I'm saying? Not like these NFL Street. I mean, NFL
Yeah.
Street on
NBA
the
Street.
PS2 was, and both of those on the PS2 was crazy. So
But
that's one thing.
was it more of a? Okay, go ahead. I said none.
So
ahead.
number well, that's it for the PS2. But if you want to say something, go ahead.
I was gonna say because a lot of people bought a PS2 because it was a really good DVD player, and it was like the cheapest DVD player you can buy. So I think a lot of the PS2 sales, a lot of them were attributed to families just needing a DVD player, and I think why I chose PS4 over PS2 is because people really bought PS4 in masses because of the games. But go ahead, that's all I'm gonna say.
I'll tell you one thing, brother. Here's the problem about because PlayStation started with PS3 used Blu-ray discs and stuff. Every single PlayStation console besides PS5, because of the price of PS5, was used for a fucking DVD, a Blu-ray thing, bro. If we're being honest, like I know
For
a lot of people
PS3?
bought, a lot of people bought the PS3, PS2, PS4 for. I mean, come on, like it's always gonna be cheaper than a Blu-ray setup, and you can also do it as a game as well. So a lot of people a lot of people's a family console. Like it's in the middle. It's in like their. If you grew up like how we did, I'm sure like not all of
Yeah.
us had like our stuff in our room like tucked away doing our own thing. Like a lot of it was in the family room. So PlayStation was just always it was always that thing. So I just feel like if we want to be a bean, is which both are on my list. But like yeah, so I feel like but PS2 games were legendary run. Number 3, Nintendo Switch. Like I said, just the sales. I mean, because you remember they're coming off with at the time you have to put in for the context. The Wii did numbers for them when they were missing some numbers, right? Which is also on my list. But between the Wii and the Switch was a forgotten stepchild, the Wii U, which was
Yeah, nobody
trash.
cares about the Wii U. It's trash.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so they needed, and while they're wasting time with the Wii U, you had the PS4, you had some other stuff going on. Like it was looking a little scary for Nintendo, which kind of reminded them of the Nintendo 64 era, where they had to come with the Nintendo 64 do their thing. So I think Nintendo switched with the games. I mean, like I said, like the versatility with the games, and now with Nintendo 64, they did it with some of the Wii, but the Wii's the Wii, so it didn't really work the way it did with the Switch, where they actually brought a way to truly have a wireless controller and have a better wireless or a better controller gameplay instead of just using the chucks, which the Wii introduced.
Right.
They could utilize their library of all their Nintendo games, truly put it on for their Switch. And then you have Breath of the Wild,
Yeah.
you have all those Zelda games. You just have so much that like people got into, especially with COVID, people got into gaming because of the Switch. Animal Crossing, like some of the games that have come
No,
out.
I disagree.
Oh no, don't do
People
that.
weren't gaming during the PS4 was out. The PS4 wasn't out.
I feel you, but I'm
PS4
saying,
was
no, no,
out.
I know, but I'm talking about people who, me and you are gamers. People who are listening to this
Yeah.
are probably gamers. I'm talking about like there are a lot of people, including like my parents. Like there's a lot of people because Nintendo. You know, Nintendo's always like a family game system. Like kids can get
Yeah.
like it's a lot of that stuff. A lot of people got into gaming because of Animal Crossing, because of Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild. Like I'm telling you, bro. Again,
Maybe you're
we're-
right because I
we're
didn't play Animal
gamers.
Crossing. That's not my kind of game. So you're
That's
probably
like,
right.
we're gamers, so we like a lot of these other hardcore games that like Animal Crossing is very like
Casual.
it's casual. Legend of Zelda's a step up, but it's not as violent or as
Legend
what I'm saying.
of Zeldas. Yeah.
Mario
Pokemon's,
Party.
of course. Pokemon's.
Pokemon easily, Mario Party, and
Mario
again that
Party.
expansive library where I can go play N64 games if I want to.
Splatoon.
All those different games. Smash Bros made a comeback on that when they had Sora and all those characters come up. So it was way better than the Wii version of Smash Bros. I'll tell you that much. The Brawl one. So
Yeah, it was.
so they came back with that. So I have to put the Switch up there. So that's why I justify that. I think a lot of people, like I said, a lot of people bought like the Switch sales were crazy. Like people were getting into gaming on that, and then people spawned from Switch to like PS5 and stuff like that. Because again, it's a gaming system is a commitment, especially if you're not a gamer or you've never been a gamer. The Switch is an easier way to get into it. I think the price point was a little cheaper than the PS5 and Xbox One or whatever Xbox came out at that time.
It was 300, I think.
I think it was 300. So there's that, and so the PSP as number 4. As a PSP, like what are we talking about? I'm a Midnight Club. I ran that shit into the ground. You could watch games on it like you could with the Advanced kind of, but the Advanced was like ain't no one was really trying to do all that.
Yeah.
The
PSP was a legendary thing.
PSP can go on the internet, like bruh, it can fit in your pocket. Like I'm telling you right now, bruh.
Yeah.
Like the PSP, that's just all I gotta say. The PSP was ahead of its time. It was truly. I know people like to say that a lot, but no, the PSP, I agree with you. The Dreamcast was way above its time. To be honest with you, if the Dreamcast came out around the PS3 era, it would have been finished. Like niggas would have been on the Dreamcast train, bro. But yeah, PSP was good. Xbox 360. I mean, Halo 3, Gears of War.
Respect. Yep.
Way better online play. Like the standard to me online play.
Yeah.
Party systems. I mean, hey, it went crazy. Them chats went
I
crazy.
mean, yeah.
Them chats are so crazy. It's getting
Like
people
party
to
chat
this
was a
day
thing.
crazy.
Like you could say Halo, you could say Gears, and you could say party chat. Like that was a feature that PlayStation didn't have. Like that party chat was a thing, bro.
Yeah.
That party chat was a thing.
So you could do like it took, because people have to understand, like it's normalized now, but like you have to remember when franchise mode, like true online franchise mode was made, Xbox 360 brought sports games like Madden, especially mostly just Madden, to a new height that was never seen or even thought of before. Like you can play with your friends in like, you know what I'm saying? The communication that's needed to play online franchise mode was, you can only do that on Xbox. You know what I'm saying? Like that by itself, it revitalized the whole franchise that already didn't per se need it.
Yeah.
But like,
and the controller, bro. The controller had
and the
triggers.
controller. Yep. So
DualShock didn't really have triggers for Call of Duty and Halo and Gears and all that.
and it helped launch a lot of
definitely-
people's careers when it comes to streaming games and stuff. It launched a lot of people's careers. So they're going with that.
Achievements, yeah.
achievements. I mean, it just changed.
Respect.
It just
Sony learned a
bumped up.
lot from Xbox.
They
They had to
did.
step their game up.
They did. So that and then go to number 6, which is Xbox. I mean, Xbox competing with the GameCube on during the holiday season, which I know because I got a GameCube, my brother got an Xbox. That was a legendary battle because that was Microsoft's first entry into the Rumble
First entry.
ring.
Hmm.
And I mean, to go with your first swing against legendary titans like Nintendo and Sony, and you
Yeah, they
gonna
had
pull out
Halo.
and you gonna pull out Halo
Hmm.
as an exclusive is
Mm-hmm.
crazy, bro. Halo 2, crazy. Like
It's over. Halo
it's
2.
over.
Remember Red versus Blue? Remember that? Red versus Blue.
telling you,
Bruh,
bro.
come on, man.
I'm
Halo
telling you.
2, yeah. I remember the first time real quick with Halo 2.
Yeah.
First time I seen like okay, it's in first person obviously. It's a first person shooter. But then when you died, the camera zoomed out into third person to see
did.
how your body
Yeah.
ragdolled. I never seen that shit before. I was like, oh shit, that was amazing to me. I was like, damn. But yeah, and then now every like FPS game online when you die, you pretty much see it like that.
And then what's it called? Soul Calibur on there. I know that wasn't exclusive, but still Soul Calibur on there. And
Ninja
and Ninja Gaiden. I mean,
Gaiden.
there's so many cool. It was just a big ass like it truly was an Xbox, like literally.
Mm-hmm.
But it was a cool console. It wasn't my favorite. That's why I was like down there on the list. But it was definitely one that was like it set up for the epic run that would become the Xbox 360. Like they really, just so you don't say out of respect, I'm gonna put that there. Number 7, Super Nintendo. I mean, come on, you name the game, Super Nintendo was some of the origin for the popularity getting there, helping it get to where it got to. Super Mario Brothers, Mario. I want to say Mega Man, but I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure.
I remember an X-Men game on there being really popular.
Yeah.
Spider-Man, like the Marvel joints is on there real heavy.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
TMNT. Was that Hyperstone Heist or was that Turtles in Time? One of them. Remember that though.
I think it's Turtles Time. One of them.
What else was on there? Crazy.
I
Of course, the
mean,
Mario's. Come on now. Mario Kart. That was
Mario
the first
Kart.
one, right? Star Fox. That was first on Super Nintendo.
yeah.
The first Star Fox.
So I mean, and then the gun thing. I forget it. The thing you can like attach to the joint. Remember the orange tip and shit. You don't remember that shit?
On Super Nintendo?
Wasn't it Super Nintendo that had that? I could have sworn it was Super Nintendo that had that.
I'm not hip. I'm not.
Let me check. Super.
They had a light gun game for the SNES.
I could have swore they did. Yeah, the Zapper.
Oh damn.
Remember for like Duck Hunt? I think it
I
was
didn't
Duck
have
Hunt.
that. Oh, okay. I remember Duck Hunt on the original Nintendo. That's what I remember.
Or maybe this is the original Nintendo. I thought this was Super Nintendo. My bad. Yeah, maybe
But
it was
nah.
Nintendo because NES. Okay,
Okay.
but still,
Yeah.
good games, solid games. I think Super Nintendo really obviously if it wasn't for Super Nintendo, some of these titles that we know and love today wouldn't even be here. You know what I'm saying? They have to continue the run. So I have to put that I'll put that up there. And then for my last one, the Wii, I mean, Nintendo had to do something. They had to shake it up. Their competition was insane. It was insane. Complacency will get you there. They said we need to do something different. Was it really, really out of the box? Yes. But that's something that's Nintendo's MO. I mean, when you look at the history, like with some of your picks, I think you picked Nintendo 64. Yep, you Nintendo 64. GameCube. Yep, you picked. So there always been weird shaped consoles, weird controllers. They always push the boundaries, kind of like, which I wish they would keep doing, I guess. But like they always push the boundaries, like okay, graphically and like game, just dynamic wise, what can we do to make the best possible game? And what system can we make to support that best, you know what I'm saying, the game? Like, they really cared. And the Wii was that. It was innovative. It was like, yo, they had the wireless controller start becoming a thing, but, like, this nunchuck option.
It's
And
gimmicky.
it was gimmicky, but the games they made for it, like, they went all in.
The Wii Sports. I like the bowling. The bowling was nice. I like the bowling.
There was
Bowling
that.
cool.
And let's also not act like at least the first iteration of the Wii, you could plug in your GameCube controllers and you could play your GameCube games. It was backwards compatible, which was really, really clutch. And also there was also control. They came out very quickly with controllers. Like if you really didn't want to use the nunchucks, you can use regular controllers with it that weren't GameCube controllers. You can, you know what I'm saying. There's so many different ways you can play games. So it wasn't like you had to use the nunchucks. Again, I really liked that they also did for the Call of Duty or shooter games, first-person shooter games. They actually made like a gun that you can like put your nunchucks in and use that around. So that was really cool. It was a great immersive game. Was the games always the best? No, but I'm just saying in terms of just sale. I picked it more in terms of sale. That's why it's so low. It's my last pick. In terms of just raw sales, and like I said about the Switch, like girls, kids, families, they love Nintendo. And the Mario Party,
you're right.
the Mario Party and stuff like that. The one thing Nintendo had was Galaxy and Mario Party, which the Switch had too. That Galaxy game was really popular on the Switch. But yeah, so like those games, Legend of Zelda, Twilight. I think Twilight Princess was like one of the first titles for that. So stuff like that was really good. And then like I said, backwards compatible, and you can play your games. That was the first console where you could play the retro games on it.
Mm-hmm.
So you had that access, and again, you could use regular controllers. You didn't have to use nunchucks for those retro games. So I felt like the Wii was, again, it may not have been for us. I was never like a heavy Nintendo fan outside, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, when it started getting, hey, this is for families and parties, per se, I started falling off the train, because that's kind of like, you know what I'm saying, well, I didn't have a Switch and stuff for a long time. But I feel like it was that passing the torch of what Nintendo ended up becoming is from the Wii. So I'm going to put that up there. But all right, that's our reasonings for our 8. At the end of the day, we can go back and forth about all day, but it's really up to y'all and what y'all think. So let us know below who won. Who won this draft?
Me,
who won this
obviously.
team? You, boy.
PS4,
I mean,
N64, Dreamcast, Game Boy Advance, GameCube, PlayStation 1, Sega Genesis, PlayStation 5. Stop it.
I'm not going to lie. It's a very solid lineup.
This is you. PS3, PS2, Switch, PSP, 360, Xbox, Super Nintendo, Wii.
Hey, man.
I mean, it's cool, but my joint is like the Hall of Fame. Like, you know what I mean?
We're going to see about it. In a couple below, let y'all know. Again, if you want to catch the video with the audio, it'll be available on Patreon. You also get early access to new episodes before they drop to the rest of the people. Garrett, thank you for joining us. And again, my team is definitely superior. See y'all in the next one.
Nope, not even.
Peace out.